it is a very complementary solution in terms of we are bringing the capacities and the management of the satellite communication or connectivity, while NuRAN and their new innovative and I would say most cost-effective solution would go into the most deepest rural and be the long arm of the MNO, and with the new model that they have, that they actually do their business is of that they're placing all the infrastructure and do partnership as well with the MNOs. For us, it's very interesting.
My next guest is Ofer Asif. He is the Senior Vice President of Business Development, Marketing, and Strategy with Space Communication Limited, Spacecom, better known as, trades in Tel Aviv under the symbol SCC. Ofer, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Ofer, let's start. Can you give me an overview? What is the business of Spacecom?
Sure. Spacecom has been around for the last, 3 decades or so. Started as a satellite operator, managing and basically from design to the operation and service customer on our satellite fleet, which is called the AMOS fleet. Today, we are more grew to be a service provider based on satellite communication satellite provider, and we basically serve and provide service to B2B and B2G customers in EMEA region, Asia, and Middle East.
All right. So then, as a satellite internet communications provider, what kind of footprint do you have? What countries do you serve? How big is your subscriber base?
Right. So we serve, as I say, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Asia, parts of Asia. We provide services in communication and broadcast and broadband type of services. Today we operate it through 4 satellites, which are actually active and operational. Our latest one is the AMOS 17, which is one of the most advanced over Africa. And so a lot of our efforts lately go into that region, into Africa.
Sure. So you recently entered a partnership with NuRAN Wireless, a Canadian trading company who's our client. And so there's a strategic partnership, and you also made an investment in NuRAN. How does that relationship benefit either you or NuRAN?
Okay, so strategically, Spacecom is looking into expanding the boundaries and looking for innovation and new technologies that will be, that will work well with our offering and be and work coherent and will complementary to the offering to the end customer. We do so both internally through, dealing with internal innovation and absorbing technologies, but also through strategic partnerships and investments. And NuRAN is an interesting case for such an investment. So NuRAN have evolved quite dramatically from an equipment provider to a service provider, which is basically NAS, a network as a service provider, to the MNO segment, to the telco segments, which our AMOS 17 satellite is specifically designed for. So it is a very complementary solution in terms of we are bringing the capacities and the management of the satellite communication or connectivity, while NuRAN and their new innovative and I would say most cost-effective solution would go into the most deepest rural and be the long arm of the MNO, and with the new model that they have, that they actually do their business is of that they're placing all the infrastructure and do partnership as well with the MNOs. For us, it's very interesting. So we kind of established a strategic partnership where we are actually, if you look at the two solutions combined together, we are serving an ecosystem by our own.
Very interesting. So then currently your agreement contemplates Cameroon and the DRC. Do you envision a global application for this partnership?
Absolutely. So the current partnership that we have is a global one. We did a strategic partnership here, and this is also why we made the investment in the company. We have very good relations with the management and with the team, and we think that this is a strategic investment because we are not looking just on DRC and Cameroon. We're looking at expanding these mutual services together in all of Africa and beyond.
So from a competitive landscape perspective, does the partnership with Spacecom and between Spacecom and NuRAN, are there other sort of competing bodies like that for distribution of broadband internet in sub-Saharan Africa?
So if you look at bits and bytes, there are different competition elements, but I think that if you look at it from a solution perspective, a full solution and offering to a customer, to working with an MNO or a mobile operator as we call, there's not a lot of competition for the full solution. There is one that I can think of which involves one of our competitors, which is Intelsat. And which is AMN, that's the name. But I think overall, it's an evolving market. I think it's growing, and the need for connecting people, the people that are not yet connected and need to be part of the whole digital era, and being able to absorb services, even the most basic ones, will drive the growth in this segment.
So then is there a lot of investment interest in bringing broadband connectivity to rural Africa on economic grounds?
Yeah, I think if you look, you can look at it both from 30,000 feet and go down. When you look at it, the whole ecosystem, there's no doubt that people need connectivity and need to be connected. As the decades go by and every years go by, there are more and more services that are vital services for our lives that depend on connectivity and basically on power as well. So the ability to generate connectivity and power together, which is something that NuRAN does very well, is I think it's a base for growth. Now, when you look at it from bottom up, you see a lot of rural or semi-rural communities which are not connected at all, and they are not a part of the play. And I think that first of all, there is a big strategic importance for each country to make connectivity and power available in these communities, because then they will be able to generate growth. And there is a strong relations between growth and prosperity and GDP to connectivity if you look at other locations, since it generates economic activity, education, ability to interact with others, etc. So I think there is a very big potential here.
Sure. What would you say is the potential dollar value of the sort of addressable market worldwide?
So I'm not sure about the worldwide potential because I haven't looked at the full world. But if you look at, for example, Africa, you see that most of the continent is very young, and half of it is rural. So you do the math. You're talking about probably 10 to hundreds of millions of dollars that you can get out of it. And if you take into consideration that with time they will need more and more bandwidth, then you're looking at exponential growth there. So, I believe that the potential is huge.
Sure. Who do you see as the biggest target customer market?
You mean in terms of NuRAN with us together?
Yes.
I think that the market itself, or the most eminent ones, are the mobile operators, which they are concentrating on one hand on their largest ARPU, on the largest dollar per customer, which is usually in the urban locations. So they invest a lot there, and all of the infrastructure and efforts are there. But they want to, to increase their coverage and gain more subscribers. And I think that the model of NuRAN is actually a winning model where they don't need to invest a lot in order to reach these subscribers, and everybody can enjoy from it. So I think the most eminent ones are actually the mobile operators in Africa.
Sure. Ofer, we're going to leave it there for now. I really appreciate your participation today, and I hope to talk to you again soon.
Sure, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.